All right, well, we just saw Planes, Fire, and Rescue. And the way this show works is I take some friends to a movie, we review it in the car afterwards, and we do that in 2 parts. The first part is spoiler-free. We tell you whether we like the movie or not, whether we'd recommend it or not. And then after the cutoff point, we talk about spoilers, go into more detail about the movie. So if you're on the fence and try to decide if you want to see it, watch the first part. If you don't care about spoilers, if you've already seen it, or if you don't care, watch the whole thing. So that's how these work. So Planes, Fire, and Rescue is the sequel to Planes, which was a pseudo-sequel to the Pixar Cars movies, sort of a Disney take on that series. And the first one was supposed to be direct-to-DVD, and then at the last minute they made it a theatrical release. The first one is really painful. The second one is less painful, but it's still just barely something that was deserving of a theatrical release. Thankfully, it's about 8 minutes shorter than the first one. It feels a lot shorter because it's not quite as... The plot doesn't just keep adding onto itself. It doesn't feel like they're continuously coming up with new hoops to jump through. It has a very straightforward story. It's what you expect in a movie titled Planes, Fire, and Rescue. The jokes are semi-better, a little bit better. It's a little bit better written than the first one. Kids will like this movie just fine. Similar to the first one. I think younger kids especially will get a kick out of it. There's a little bit more of a danger and peril in this movie than there was in the first one. But I think that's good. I think that's exciting. The kids that were in the theater with us seem to like it. So yeah, I would say, if you've seen all the other great children's movies that have come out this year, and this is the last one to see, or you just need something to take the kids to that's, fairly low rating and all of that stuff, and you've already seen Earth to Echo, which is maybe that much better. Yeah, this is an okay thing to see. I would never sit through it again on purpose, but there you go. So what'd you guys think?
Yeah, you go.
To quote the movie itself, it ain't good.
That's, yeah.
It felt like there was just a lot of kind of poorly thought out plot points, extra things that just weren't necessary. They did have the guts to make a few moves, but we'll talk about that later. I think the CG was okay. The 3D was actually good. I'm picky about my 3D because sometimes it's too close, too front, too much action, too low frame rate because of how much they try to put into it.
Yeah.
But this didn't cause me any problems with that. But overall, I was a little bored.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely. I wouldn't see it again. I wouldn't go out of my way to see it in the movie theater with my children. Mm-hmm. And it's definitely not one of those children's movie that the whole family will enjoy.
Right.
Like our 4-year-old son will enjoy it, and the rest of us will tolerate it.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, the first one was pretty much like that as well. Yeah. And yeah, like they said, the visuals were much improved over the first one. The first one was very flat. Not a lot of backgrounds doing anything. The first one really felt like a direct-to-DVD release. It felt like a video game cutscene, and this one wasn't quite as bad as that. There was a lot more technology being used, and things like the fire effects and things were good. It didn't just look like some 3D foreground with a 2D background or a flat background going on. So anyway, that's the short version. If that sounds like something you want to see, smoke that crack, enjoy yourself, go check it out.
Have a good time.
Otherwise, if you don't want to hear the spoilers about this children's movie,
spoilers.
Now's the time to tune out. So
the insane plot twists.
So many.
There were 0 jokes in the first movie that made me laugh. There were 0 jokes in this movie that made me laugh.
Oh, there was the corn. There were some corn jokes. Come on, the corn kernel.
There were some okay one-liners. Okay, not laugh, but a small chuckle. A small chuckle.
No.
The corn kernel, really?
Oh, from you? Anyway, we won't make this personal.
Please.
Yeah. I thought
Please.
some of the corn jokes were slightly amusing.
Yeah.
As someone who's not watched any of these movies, really, I'm sure that every joke in here has been done in some form or another in the previous movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just... They went the fire and rescue route basically so that they could just take the main character and pull him completely out of the first movie and place him in the second movie.
The most ham-fisted way possible.
Yeah, it was just
Yes.
this hey, why don't you go do this for an hour? All right, I'll go do that for an hour. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's go do that. They have this stupid plot about how his gearbox isn't manufactured anymore in a world that's completely populated by planes.
They're not going to manufacture your gearbox.
Yeah, they can't build the
Sorry.
gearbox.
You have a terminal illness. I'm
Terminal.
sorry.
You got plane cancer.
Yeah, basically.
Plane cancer.
Yes.
They should have
Exactly.
just said plane cancer.
But
It would've
you have an
been way-
opportunity to save the world, so you should sacrifice yourself.
What kind of cancer? Just plain cancer.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's funny, but the corn kernel is not.
See, that took me a second to come up with.
Okay,
I
alright.
didn't pay a team of animators to
Right.
animate that joke and pay a voice actor to say that joke and insert it into the movie.
Okay.
That's the difference.
Alright.
That's what I'm getting at. Like, making a corn kernel pun joke,
Yes.
okay. If
Right.
you make it on the fly and all that,
Alright.
that's great. But
The
if
fact that there was thought put into it and
Someone
then
thought
was,
about it.
perpetuated.
someone decided to animate it and put it in there,
It was a very safe joke.
oh, yeah. And it's a very safe movie. The only, non-safe thing that happened is when Dusty died.
Yeah. I mean,
And
Now-
the kids were like, did Dusty die?
well, I was clocking in with the rest of the kids in the theater. I took my glasses off to look around and saw, do the kids care? I was so pleased when the kids said, did Dusty die? Because it
Yeah.
meant that the kid actually cared.
Yeah.
Yes.
That it actually sunk in. And he's dead for 90 seconds of screen time.
Yeah, they
Which is
they fade to black. It's pretty intense, guys. I was really afraid they were actually going to kill the lead character of your kids' movie.
They
and then it
should've-
was over.
They should have killed him before Planes 1 came out. That would have been the best move. But as far as that goes, I mean, I tried to avoid Planes 1 as much as possible. I knew it was a direct-to-DVD release. When this came up on the schedule, I was like, all right, I need to see it to be able to compare. So we actually watched it earlier this week. So I have a pretty good memory of, what was in it and how it differs. The first one, Dane Cook's performance as the main character as Dusty is so phoned in. It's so, I am reading a script right now. Am I reading a script? Yes, I am. I'm reading a script right now. And this one, they actually directed him. Like, he actually sounds like he's part of the movie that he's in and not just reading
His part.
his
of it.
part of his lines. And,
Yeah.
he sounds a little bit more like the character and less like Dane Cook
Dane
reading
Cook.
a book kind of thing. The rest of the cast, I mean, the first one had this problem too where they had a fairly good vocal cast, but they didn't give them very much to do, and they didn't give them very much to stand out as where you noticed who it was.
Yeah.
There's no standout character. Other than Dusty, who are you going? I guess you're going to buy the helicopter guy. I can't even remember.
But
his
I don't
name.
remember any of
Yeah.
their names. And
Not
then
at all.
Blade. Blade was the helicopter
and
guy.
the
Oh, Windlifter.
I was gonna say, and the Native
The
American.
Native American helicopter.
I kind of wanted to watch the credits long enough to see if they had a token Native American consultant for
for that.
when.
For slow
Because
talking.
it seems like that's what they would have done.
Yeah.
Julie
Julie Bowen was completely wasted. They make her look like a new love interest in the trailer. They show that one scene where he meets her and
Yeah. I like to watch you sleep. Yeah, she comes across as more of kind of a stalker than really a love interest.
yeah,
Yep.
at least she has some character, which is more we can say for the rest of them.
And a completely unnecessary villain. Like, I don't even know if that really added anything to the plot at all. Like, I think you could have gotten away with just writing, "Oh, there's a water shortage," just to we need someone to hate the entire time, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's more of a villain in the first one, for sure. There's more going on in the first one. Honestly, I think this movie is a big step in the right direction for this franchise, for this series. You know, they're going to sell toys no matter what. The Cars does $2 billion a year in merchandise sales. And for Disney to want to do that with planes makes total sense. They need to get their acting gear with the movies, and I think this is a step in the right direction. I don't expect them to make a better movie than this one, but at least it's better than
It is a little bit more
the first
sophisticated
Planes.
than Planes.
yeah.
Planes was sort of like, everyone should be friends, kids.
Yeah.
That was really all you need to know.
So that's Planes, Fire, and Rescue. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video, like our subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. Check us out. We've also got all written and video reviews up at dalemaxfield.com. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Bye.